Hello, everyone. I can see some of you joining. So great to have you here, everybody who's joined. And if you could just put your name and location in the chat, that would be lovely to know where you're from, where you're dialing in from. And I'm going to, while you're doing that, I'm going to go live on YouTube. Okay, setting up. We're live. We're live on YouTube as well. Hooray. Okay, so can everybody put their name and location in the chat? Hello, Katharina. Yeah, thank you for joining us from Germany. So we have Katharina from Germany. I'm also based in Germany, in southwest Germany, near Heidelberg. Hi, Meredith. Good to see you again. From Meredith from Georgia, USA. Maureen, hello from the UK. Mark, good from the UK in Croydon. Hello, Mark. Okay, so people are slowly joining in. So, hi, Matthew. You're from in Sedona, Heart of Celtic. Okay, mystically Heart of Celtic, says Matthew. Okay, hello from Brooklyn. So yeah, we have people from all over. So great, everyone. Yeah, welcome everybody. So let's get started. We have the famous Ima Stassen with us. So I can't wait to dive in and introduce the summit and introduce Ima to all of you. So let's get started. So welcome everyone to day 2 of the Sacred Union Global Summit. The Sacred Union is a journey to self, and it's all about recognizing the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, and the feminine and the masculine within the self, and acknowledging that we need it all to become whole and one with Source. It's in the experience and knowing that being one with everything there is will liberate us from the bondage of hate, separation, poverty, lack, and everything that we are not. The sacred union is also about connecting with our divine feminine and our divine masculine within to restore balance, peace, and harmony within and without, to come home to unity consciousness, the truth of being one with all that is. It's time to know thyself, to remember who you truly are, pure divine love. My name is Ami Sohi, and I'm the host and creator of this event, and I'm delighted to have you all here today. Thank you so much for taking the time and having the courage to be present in this sacred container. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So without further ado, I'm very excited and thrilled to present the one and only Ima Stassen. Ima is a Shanachie, an Irish sacred storyteller, a spoken word orator, the likes of which we have not seen in a long time. She is also an earth witch, and Ima had her first earth witch awakening in 2020. Ima's mission is to walk the sacred lands to which she feels called, to activate the true stories rooted in the landscape, and to share these stories. She invites people to journey deep into their inner landscape, to remember the story of their precious soul. She is here to help heal the rift that keeps humanity separated from each other and from our inner truth. to heal the trauma out with and within in order to access divine truth. She supports the ascension of humanity into and back home to New Earth. She holds the torch for divine peace, equilibrium, and harmony to reign as our ancient gifts come back online. She leads the way for you to come home to the truth of who you are. She is a catalytic voice for Ireland, otherwise known as Eru. Emma is from Dublin, Ireland, and lives in Falkirk, Scotland, with a husband, 3 children, and border collie dog called Riley. And Emma's topic for today is walking the path of death. Welcome, Emma. Such a beautiful topic, and I can't wait to dive deep with this topic with you.
Thank you so much for the beautiful welcome. And thank you, everyone, for being here as well. It's great to be invited.
Most welcome. The pleasure is all ours, Emma, to have you here with us. So, Emma, let's start off our conversation with a question. What is the significance of today's date? It's the 25th of July today. So, what's so significant about this date and your walk with death?
Yes, I couldn't believe it really when I was thinking about what to speak about with you for this gorgeous event. And then I realized, wow, this date today, the 25th of July, it actually firstly is the day out of time in the Mayan calendar. So it's one of these days where we're invited to sink in and rediscover parts of ourselves that have lain dormant for quite some time. And it's the 30th anniversary, 30 years ago on this day, I was in a fatal car crash. And luckily for me, and unluckily for my friends, it was not my fate on that day to die. And it was down to where I sat in the car. I sat in the passenger seat, and my friend sat in the back seats. And yeah, I would actually love to honor them, Mickey and Hops, who died instantly in that car crash. The back of the car hit a tree. So effectively, the tree took their life and saved mine. And myself and the driver, Peter, we survived relatively unscathed. And yeah, I'll take a moment to breathe after sharing that, because apart from surviving that experience and the suddenness of that and the horror of that as well, the trauma, I knew deep down within me that I wasn't meant to die on that day and that I was meant to be here for something. So I was 19 and I tucked that away into my psyche and got on with life. But it was also, it had been 5 months prior to that, my father had died. And pretty much to the day on the 24th of February. And many people said it was my father that saved me. And I do have that sense that my guides, guardians may have intervened on that day and made sure I remained here for I don't know how long to continue my mission. So that year of 1994 and my 19th year on this earth in this body, it was very much about death. And so to talk about it today is because right now I'm in another death moment in my life, and metaphorically speaking, this time. And I can speak more about that, but I'll take a pause there on that revelation, first of all.
Wow, yeah, that's yeah, thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that, yeah, your experience with the car accident. Yeah, we're just so lucky to have you with us. I know you have, because you do have a big mission. You know, you weren't, as you mentioned, you weren't meant to go that day because you have, your soul has a big mission
Yeah.
for humanity, right? For our planet. So we're just so blessed to have you, Ima, with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you've had all these powerful experiences, at the Caesars of Imbolc. Sorry, is that, yeah, am I
Yes,
pronouncing
perfect.
it correctly? Would you like to share some of these experiences that you've
Yeah,
had?
yeah. So I mentioned I'm going through this death process right now in my life, and I feel it began last year when Brigid came to visit me. Now, Brigid is one of the triple goddesses of Ireland, of Eru. She's a Celtic goddess, and she came to visit me at the end of my bed at home here. And it was January. It was actually the eve of Imbolc, which is the turning of the wheel of the year from winter solstice in the Northern Hemisphere into Imbolc, which actually means in the belly of. It's like what's gestating in the belly, in the womb after the darkness of winter solstice. And she visited me at the end of my bed and she was holding these embers. And as I began to speak, I'm pretty much like, what are you doing here at the end of my bed, dear Brigid, goddess? That was kind of the welcome I gave her. The embers sparked into life. And she started sharing these words around encouraging me to feel my fire within and feed the fire within and become the fire, dance the fire. So it was all about feeding your inner desires with the fire. And she handed me the flame. And as I cradled the flame in the palm of my hand, I noticed how what a tiny spark it was. And I held it to my heart to feel that fire. And Bridget she is one of her aspects is the goddess of the forge, of the fire, and also a word smith. So she very much, I've walked with Bridget for a number of years, and she very much, I connect with her, and we can all connect with her for inspiration, for words, and also for that strength within to feel that inspiration and be sparked back into life, almost inviting me to come back from the death. However, that was such an amazing experience, and receiving the embers and the flame was such a sacred invitation to walk more deeply with her as a goddess of Ireland. And I feel since then aspects of me that are no longer serving me have been falling away by the wayside. So while Bridget gave me the fire, it's like since then, the fire within me has been going out, which is very strange, very strange. And about a few weeks later, when Bridget visited me and shared so many different words and poetry and stories, then the Magdalenes arrived. And it was actually one day I was out walking in the woods. It was on my dad's anniversary of his death, 24th of February last year. And this whole transmission, this poem came through as I was out walking my dog in the woods. And it felt like it was being narrated in my father's voice, and yet with the energies of the Magdalenes. And I had not connected with Magdalene energy in that way before. I was very much focusing on the different Irish deities and really returning home to my Indigenous roots of Ireland. So it was quite a surprise that Magdalene would arrive. And then I realized they all weave and work together to support us. So we can call on Bridget as the keeper of the sacred flame. We can call on Magdalene and the Magdalenes as this deep energy of love and their Magdalene flame as well, for they all weave together. And ultimately, what the Magdalenes were sharing with me, it's like they could foresee what was going to come on my path of walking through death with death as the portal, was to be strong, stand tall, be strong, sweet Magdalena. They were the final words of a big long transmission that had come through. So yeah, that's the strength that both of these deities and really feeling them and embodying them and connecting with their energies really give me is the strength and the ability to voice what's going on amidst the whole confusion of this world right now, and this rebalancing the rift that's within me and I imagine within many of us. So that was Brigid and the Magdalenes that pretty much came in together.
Mm. Yeah, you said they had these messages for you, the flame, so metaphorically meaning to burn the sides of the ego that does not serve you, right? So yeah, yeah, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that was the moment then the ego in me, Emer's ego, began burning down on the fires of Imbolc and continuing with each season. And also
Mm-hmm.
that flame of transmutation within to burn away what's no longer serving all of us. It's like that flame of truth
Mm-hmm.
and the flame as that symbol of hope for people, the light to follow when we're ready to emerge out of the darkness, out of winter solstice or the death process. So it carries many meanings for
Mm-hmm.
me, and I'm sure for others as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, sure. Wow. And so, what happened after this experience with Bridget and the Magdalenes?
It really fueled me, although I was saying I accepted the flame, I accepted the fire, and then over time, that fire began to go out, which was really ridiculous. How
Mm-hmm.
could that be? But in 2023, it fueled me to go deeper into communing with Brigid. As you said in my introduction, I had gone through a whole witch awakening in 2020 at the Lions Gate. And this was like the next evolution of the truth of why I'm here, basically, to speak these stories and these truths. So after that, it was a deeper communion with Brigid and the Magdalenes as well. And Brigid is the bridge. So she guides us over the threshold of the seasons, winter solstice into Imbolc, and also that threshold of where we are now and where we are being guided to step towards. So we can call on her to guide us into the place of the not knowing, across the step of perhaps where we fear to step into the unknown. So for me, Brigid and the Magdalenes turning up around that time, they've been the bridge for me to help integrate the whole witch journey and that wise one within that helped ignite and heal my voice to speak. So it's like the witches handed the sacred torch to Brigid, who then handed it to the Magdalenes, who handed it to me. So it's like they're all weaving and working together now. So it's helped me realize that and integrate these parts within me. But ultimately, since that deepening journey, it has been a whole process of allowing in the most graceful way what needs to go now. Because as I stepped into 2024, I was told by an esoteric astrologer that that would be this is the year of my Chiron return. So I'll be 50 in December. And so this is my 49th year or 50th year. And Chiron, as many will know, is the wounded healer, the wounded healer. So everything that has not yet been healed is coming up. Thanks very much to this time of Chiron. And it's a chance and an opportunity for me to heal these wounds. So the witches, Brigid, the Magdalenes, these divine deities are here to support that journey of healing. And also Chericlo, who's Chiron's wife in the mythology, I feel her essence very strongly walking with me too. So yeah, all roads are pointing to releasing, healing, turning towards anything that I haven't been looking at or addressing. And this goes, I speak of me, and this is for all of us here, the microcosm, the macrocosm, within as without, and being really brave. So that bravery and courage and strength and deep love is so needed now. And as without ego, with humility. So that's been the unfolding journey into now, really.
Mm. Yeah, beautiful shares. Yeah, thank you. I know you mentioned about your witch awakening right back in. I've heard this story, you talk about it before, but I love your story about your awakening. Would you like to share it with our audience today?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. So it was very unexpected. I was going on, it was the Lionsgate 2020. And if people take themselves back to that time and date, it's when all the shenanigans was going on. We were meant to go travel to France actually for our holidays, but we went instead to Edinburgh, which is 20 minutes train journey down the road from here. So we were on staycation in Scotland and we went on tour of the Edinburgh dungeons. And this is a family friendly tour bringing his story to life through an experiential journey through history. And the aim, it actually, their slogan is 20, it was in 2020, they were around for 20 years. So it was 20 years of fear. Basically, they want to scare the bejesus out of you on this tour. So I didn't realize what we were getting ourselves in for. So we went on this tour. I volunteered to be the one to step forward to role play a witch that was going on trial for being a witch. And it was so real because the judge was on his pulpit above me, higher up than me, to show his importance in the situation. He was wearing the wig, his glasses down on his nose, he had his hammer. And as he lifted his hammer to sentence me to death, citing the Scottish Witchcraft 1563, the Scottish Witchcraft Act 1563, and he hammered that hammer down on the desk on the pulpit. It's like something within me sprung back into life. And it's like that flame of remembrance. So back to the fire again, a flame of remembrance ignited within me that knew that this moment had happened before in a previous soul incarnation, possibly many. And Edinburgh is one of the is the witch burning capital of Europe. How's that for an invitation to go visit Edinburgh, a beautiful city, and there's a lot of very dense energy when you walk the land, if anyone is anyway sensitive walking the land there. And I knew that this had happened to me, and I was turning to my family going, this really happened. That actually, as that fire, that flame ignited within me of remembrance, also what came up amidst the anger and the grief and the horror of knowing that this had happened, it was also a no, a no. This is not going to happen to me again in this life. I am drawing the boundary line here. So this may be a role play. You may be sentencing me to death, dear judge, there, but I am not willing to accept this fate in this life now. I am saying no, I'm drawing the line. And it really helped me then begin that journey of communion with the witches as a collective energy that were, for me, were calling out to commune with me in that moment of time. And later that evening after the tour, I learned, because I'd lived and worked in Edinburgh for 20 years, like up until that moment. So I was annoyed with myself that I had no idea of the witch history that had unfurled on those lands. So I learnt about a small memorial called the Witch's Well that is up by Edinburgh Castle. And it's a little plaque that's in memory of the witches that were burnt at the stake on the castle esplanade in that in that space. And they say about 300 were burnt at the stake on that spot alone. And I imagine it was a lot more. And as I stood and read the sign and paid my respect and felt all this cocktail of emotions flowing through me, and also that aspect of what is happening to me. I'm being taken over by the witches, and it felt a bit scary as well. Then these words began to be whispered in my ear as I turned to walk back down the cobbled street to where we were staying on our staycation. And that was the mantra that has served me and so many others ever since. And they whispered to me on repeat to the rhythm of my marching feet, witches, rise up, return to your power. Witches, rise up. Now is the hour. Witches, rise up and step on to your throne. Witches, rise up. It's time to come home. And that 4 line mantra, at the time, I thought, oh, that's nice, rhyming, that's great. That really satiates the storyteller within me. But ultimately, they are direct transmissions, direct instructions for us all to reclaim and heal these aspects of which within all of us, everyone, because that's the ancient wisdom. That's our wise one within. That is the knowledge and the deep knowing and trust that we hold within our bodies. It's our soul knowing that we've learned over many different lifetimes. And that's part of the healing of that rift, and also is necessary to be in sacred union with ourselves. So it was another moment where I escaped death, not to make light of it, but it was another moment. And in that moment, it was, no, this is not going to happen now. So ever since then, it led to a whole series of different summits and events exploring the aspects of witch and inviting people and myself to step forth and reclaim our seat of power at the round table so that our voices are heard once again. So it's been a huge, huge healing to heal my throat chakra and to trust the truth that wants to be expressed in here. So thank you for asking.
Wow.
I really feel the fire of that.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful story of your awakening. Yeah, we also have Katharina who's written in the chat that she owes her own witch awakening to you,
Oh,
and because of your the wonderful summit you did, was it last year, summer solstice, right?
yes.
So yeah, she's very grateful for
Wow.
her
Thank
own
you.
witch awakening, and she said it's now accelerating. The process is really now accelerating. Wow. Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
I
And
think a
that
lot of
was the
people,
merging
yeah.
last year. It was the merging of Witch and Magdalene
Ah,
for me, of that sacred wisdom that wished to come together in
yeah,
communion. So thank you,
wow.
Katharina.
Yeah, beautiful. So, Ema, where are you now, with death? Yeah, after those powerful experiences that you've encountered.
Yeah. Well, I realize it's finally gotten to my conscious awareness that I've been walking with death for many months, perhaps all my life. Perhaps we all are, aren't we? Walking with death and living each day and dying each night like the moon, like the sun. Um, it's pretty much been in my face, to be honest. And I actually I was going to say I had to step away from running my business. It was kind of, I was invited to step in to the cave, to the dark womb of the mother a few months ago and really remain there and go within and let everything on the external world go, to let go. Of course, that's so much easier said than done. And with hindsight and perspective, I realized that's where I was being invited to go. Um, Two of my cousins died over the summer within 10 weeks of each other, which was immensely sad and powerful. Young, young of age. And last week there was a dead pigeon on my lawn. So it really is the message from the ancestors to really embrace this time of letting go and of death. So where I am right now is emerging from that cave where I've been for the last few months, thankfully, just in time to speak to everyone here because it'd be a bit dark. I might have a nice atmosphere in the cave, but it'd be a bit dark in there for you to see me. So yeah, I've been in there and really with each of the seasons placing more of what no longer serves me on the fires. Bjalkana was a big one in May, the 1st of May, and then the summer solstice fires. So allowing it all to go. And what I've also realized is in walking with death and the letting go, it's creating this space, of course, within us for the new to come in and emerge and unfold and grow. But also, there's another Irish goddess called Macha, Macha. She's a horse goddess, and she's also the goddess of death. And I only realized the other day, my goodness, I have also been walking with Macha, or she has been walking with me, and we've been galloping through death together. Macha. Yeah,
Oh,
Macha.
C-H-A. Oh,
Yeah.
C-H. Oh, okay. Sorry.
So it gives comfort. I mean, it might, maybe others feel this too. It gives me comfort when I feel, oh, there are these deities that can support this process, whatever process that we're going through, we can commune with these different deities. So for me, it's been Macha who's helped with the purging, with the releasing, and also with that support to know that I'm not alone going through this. I know many are going through this right now in our world, literally and metaphorically, and that we have these deities to call on. And Macha is a goddess of Ulster in Northern Ireland. Her place is Awan Macha, the tumulus of Macha. It is a great mound that to me looks like a pregnant belly, a great grassy mound that you can walk around and on top of. And it's a very, very sacred place. And Macha gifts me the strength and endurance. Like the others, but this endurance has really come through for me to keep going regardless, and not in a very masculine way as I would have done in my corporate career, in a very sacred, divine way that we can keep going and facing these parts of ourselves that we most fear. And she could run faster than any horse in Ireland. That was her sacred gift. So she is a powerful, powerful deity. But she warned her husband that he was not to share this gift with anyone in Ireland. And he couldn't help himself. He couldn't help but share about the amazingness of his wife, Macha. And so he was boasting to the King of Ulster, King Conchobar, that his wife could run faster than the king's horses. And nobody runs faster than the king's horses in Ireland. Nobody. His horses are the fastest. So he demanded that Macha be brought to the fair, to the ceremony, to the celebration, and that she prove that she can race faster than any of these horses. And so she had to, but she begged her husband not to bring her there. And she begged the king that she could not run because she was pregnant with twins and she was about to give birth. Labor was imminent. But she ran, and she ran faster than the king's horses, as is her gift. And then she birthed her twins, the twins of Macha. And then, just before she took her final breath, as the mythology goes, she cast a curse on the men of Ulster, only the men, that for the next 9 generations, in their hour of need, that they experience the pain and the anguish of labor and childbirth, and that they be struck down with that pain. So quite a nice story. And then she died in some of the mythology, and in others she didn't, that she stayed alive. But for dramatic purposes, then she died. And her memory still lives on in the land. And does her curse still live on in the land, which is part of the healing of the rift and the division that does still lie in the land of Ireland, around our world, with all that's going on. So Macha, yeah, I've been galloping with her actually in my journeys as horse goddess. And there's a lot of energy there. I'll actually be working with her next week on a retreat in Ireland, hosting a retreat in Ireland all around Macha. So it feels very relevant that she is here walking through the death process as well. So yeah, that's Macha
Wow.
and her story.
Wow. Yeah, powerful. Macha was, wow, such a powerful
Ooh,
goddess. Yeah.
yeah,
Running faster than the king's horses. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Amazing, amazing goddess.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the strength and power, because like horse is one of my power animals that's come in shamanic journeys. So it's that power and strength that we have. And that communing with the land, the horse's hooves on the ley lines of the earth. It's like this activation, this rhythm to wake up the ley lines, to wake up the energy within us now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, now is the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Now is
Yeah.
the hour, as the
Now,
witches
oh
said.
yeah, that's right. Wake up. Now is the
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Beautiful, beautiful and powerful. So, Ima, how does this walking with death prepare us for sacred union, restoring balance, and returning to oneness, and bringing peace and harmony, to our beautiful earth?
Yeah. It's such a key piece that we must not bypass. And I say anymore because I have been good at bypassing these aspects of myself. So it really is the time now to turn towards these things and allow them to let go what's no longer working. Because in that cave, when I was called in to commune in the cave, any ideas, like if in a business sense, anything that I wanted to create or do or birth into the world, I'd start it and then it was like the fire, the inspiration was snuffed out. No, I try here. No, try this. No, no. Like everything was being snuffed out. And I was told, no, retreat, go inwards. So we have to let these aspects go in order to co-create new earth of peace, harmony, of oneness, and in order to come back into balance, into divine union with our masculine, feminine, light and dark, yin and yang, all of this within us, right and wrong, all these places where we've been held separate and pulled apart in this division, pitted against each other. So it's absolutely necessary. And I actually see it, it came through in another journey of the white flame. It was like this flame from Andromeda came through, a really pure, gentle white flame that was flickering in my throat. And this bluish water, like the voices of my ancestors, was coming up. So I see it as like this dance where neither one overpowers the other. The white flame of fire dancing in divine union with the river, the voices of our ancestors, so that we may receive this inspiration from the cosmos, from the galaxies. And we also heed the stories and the whispers and what needs to be healed from our ancestral lines. So for me, it is that beautiful place of balanced harmony within when we just know and we have that clarity of where we must go now or stay, or which way we should look, what words we should speak, how we are to show up in any moment. So for me, being in this place that comes and goes for me, you know, it's very grounding and earthing. And that's what all these deities that I've spoken about actually for me really help land me here. Even though we receive the inspiration in whatever way, it's helping me to really be here in my human form and allow this vessel of Emer and who she is in this life, allow myself to be the vessel for what wants to be shared, to be the voice, to share the stories, to help be a catalyst for the healing through the portals of the stories of death, of rebirth and resurrection as well. It's a bit of a esoteric answer.
Yeah,
That's what
beautiful.
wanted to
So,
come through.
yeah, beautiful. Yeah, we have also yeah, people in the audience saying the process of death of the ego, right? That opens the doorways
Yeah.
to new things, to birthing new things. So we have to let go, let it die, let the ego process it all, let it die, and then the new earth can be born through us. Yeah, so it's very
Mm.
spiritual, enlightening experience. Yeah. So thank you for sharing your thoughts and comments, Georgius. Yeah, we've got other beautiful shares as well in the comments. So, which email you'll get the chat, you can have a look at.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I know you as a storyteller, as a poet. So, is there anything new that's come through you recently that you would like to share with our beautiful audience?
I would love to. So, in this emerging from the cave, a poem has come through this morning. I'm so delighted for all of you.
Wow, hot off the press.
Yeah, I was doing
Wow.
a meditation and I could see it was actually a guided meditation. The lady that was guiding it with Sarah, daughter of Yeshua, and Magdalene, and I could see them. It's like they were transmitting through divine light and energy, transmitting to me. So it was like we were in Trinity together, like the sacred triple spiral. And I just started writing these words that became a poem. And they're very simple words, little 4-line stanzas. And it feels like it is a transmission for people now in the Magdalene energy that I feel is really strong right now, just after her feast day. And also as the Magdalene being the death doula. I see someone wrote in death doula in there, the death doula and the birth doula to support our resurrection now and ascending into more crystalline ways of being. So that's the preamble. I have a poem and I would love to read it, hot off the press.
Fantastic.
I just typed it up here. So I've called it Magdalene Trinity Light Activation, written today on this auspicious day of the day out of time. You are guided, you are safe. Walk in beauty, live in grace. You are strong, you are wise. Live your purpose, our dear child. Wounds are healed and integrated. Release to source, return to wholeness. Activate healing for others, dear. You are the catalyst. Know we're here. Walking with you by your side, call on us to be your guides. We come in peace to speak our story. We come in glory. We are the story. Connect with us through your heart. Feel your strength, for this is your Njarth. Now, Njarth is strength in Irish. To navigate these tumultuous times through the chaos, clear your mind. Remember why you descended now, to heal all wounds and resurrect new earth, retrieving the wisdom, knowledge, and gnosis, ancient codes, crystalline living. We know it's hard. We feel your struggle. We hold the flame through the muddle. As density dies away, it's time, sweet daughter, to guide the way. For others now to follow you, share your voice, speak your truth that resides deep in your heart. Gra Machri, we have so much love for thee. Shine your light, transmute your fears. We hold the chalice to collect your tears. Eternal daughter, primordial parents, birthing new earth from timeless waters. The cosmic egg is cracking open with deep Magdalene love. We have spoken.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. People are really enjoying, yeah, just enjoying the way you recite, your voice. Yeah, it's beautiful. Wow. What a beautiful poem. And that came through this morning.
Just this morning, probably about
Oh,
11 o'clock, I'd say, my time, like just a couple of hours ago.
wow.
So yeah,
Amazing.
beautiful divine timing
Yes.
for all of us here.
Yeah, yes, that's it. So, yeah, we all know it. This is a hard journey, but we can call on our guides, right? They're there to help us and guide us. Yeah, guide us, heal
Absolutely.
our wounds, and then so we can heal others as well. So, yeah, I think most people on this call are the healers,
Yes.
to pave the way, right? For the new, to birth the new earth, yeah, resurrect the new earth as you recited in your poem. Wow,
Yeah.
amazing. Mm,
Thank you.
wow. So yeah, a lot of thank yous. Wow, beautiful. So yes, yeah, amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our beautiful audience, Emma?
I feel that it's to know that there are so many communities here, like this gorgeous community that you've gathered, Ami, today and over this week, that there are communities here to support you and that we really are all in this together,
Mhm.
muddling our way through, because we don't really know the extent of the beauty of what we are co-creating now. And it sounds cliche, to not fear death, because it really is part of living. It's part of our life in every moment, as hard and grief stricken as it can be, that it's another opportunity for healing and for these emotions to flow, to be held in the chalice of the Magdalenes.
Mm,
Yeah. And
yeah.
call on these different deities, Macha, the Magdalenes, the witches, Brigid, that have come in today to support this, because they'll only be too delighted to come and gallop with you.
Mm, yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you for that. Yeah, you said it, yeah, beautifully. Yeah, very powerful that we have to look at all aspects, of ourselves. We live in a duality world, so the dark. There's nothing bad about the dark. We need it, right?
Yeah,
So it's when we accept everything, then we move into towards unity consciousness.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, beautiful.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. So do you have? I know you have a free gift for everybody. Do you want to say a
Yeah.
few words about your free gift?
Yes, I'd love to. So it's called The Sacred Story of the Cailleach Witch. And it's a journey that I've created or co-created with the Cailleach Witch, who is the creator of the Celtic lands. She is the primordial crone mother who is here stirring the cauldron for all of us to nourish and support us on our way. So it's the journey to meet her at her home in Lough Crew, which is in Ireland's ancient east in County Meath. And it is a storytelling journey, and allow that to be a beautiful meditative experience for you to really help awaken that wise energy within. So yeah,
Okay, yeah,
to meet
I've
her.
put the your free gift in the chat. So please, everyone, do access Ema's free gift and go to her website, emastasin.com. Yes, is that
Yeah,
correct? And yeah, check out Ema's website, all the beautiful offers she has, all the services she provides, the gifts she brings to the world. So check her out and check out her free gift. And yes, and we still have a few minutes. So if anybody wants to ask Ima a question, we have some time, so you can post it in the chat. And or if you have any shares or comments, you can just post those in the chat. And Ima will be delighted to answer any questions for the next 5 minutes.
I'm writing. Someone asked about the spellings of the different goddesses, so I'm writing
Oh,
in
okay.
Brigid, Magdalene, Macha, and the Cailleach. I think that's them all of
Okay.
everyone.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
everyone we talked about,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And the poet you recited, you said it was Yeshua and Magdalene that came through to you?
The poem,
The poem that you just recited.
it was, I was doing a meditation and it was guided by, it's a lady called Rachel Goodwin who channeled Sarah, daughter of
Uh-huh.
Yeshua and Magdalene. So it was a meditation she had she had done, excuse me, and my voice has gone all husky now. Yeah, so it was with Sarah and Mary Magdalene, the meditation that I had done. So it was like a transmission from Magdalene and her daughter Sarah that then inspired these words. Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no worries. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just looking at the chat if anybody has any questions. I
Gorgeous to
am
see so many
Irish.
people here.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful energy in this container. Amazing, Asa says that I am Irish and Scottish in background, but was born and grew up in the US. and I would love to come there and discover these sacred sites of the places where the witches were burned. Stonehenge, etc. Does she lead any groups in Scotland and or Ireland?
Oh, I love that question. So, yes, it might be too soon, but I've got a retreat in Ireland in Ulster that's happening next week, the 2nd of August, and that's with Macha. And there is another retreat planned in November that will be in Scotland, in the sacred lands of Stirlingshire. So that is yeah, to be continued. That's coming out soon in the next
Okay.
few weeks.
And
And
where
there
can
are
people
no
get the details?
the details in on my website,
Okay. Can you just
emerstassen.com.
type that?
I'll pop that in, yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely I'm feeling that call as I emerge from the cave to offer more in person,
Mm-hmm.
more retreats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't seem to do everyone, so I've done it to
Oh,
hosts and panelists, and
okay. 1 second.
I don't
I'll
know why
put in.
everyone's not coming up.
Okay. So yeah, so please go on Ema's website to get more information on her retreats that she does to sacred sites, and the one upcoming one, well, in 2 weeks is a bit late for people
Yeah, come
to
if you're that
register.
type of person to go,
Just
yes,
come.
want to come.
If you're in the neighborhood, if you're in Scotland, just join
Or
Ema.
Ireland. The one in 2 weeks is Ireland,
Oh, that's in Ireland.
Northern
Okay.
Ireland, yeah, with Macha.
Oh, with my, oh, beautiful. And the
Galloping
one in November will be in
is
Scotland.
Scotland,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yeah. It's the round about the 22nd of November.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, more details. I've just got to get it up on my website.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ah,
yeah, it
beautiful.
would be wonderful for people to come join. And the
Yeah.
magic of coming together to meditate and share and tell
Yeah.
stories together. It's incredibly
Mm-hmm.
healing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful. So Meredith is, yeah, very interested as well. So I think you've already got a couple of people here who are interested
Amazing.
in your
Amazing.
retreats. Yeah, beautiful. So thank you.
Mm.
Any closing remarks, Ema, before we close?
Well, I want to say thank you for everyone here for coming along, and thank you so much, Ami, for creating this beautiful, beautiful event. It feels so timely and so nourishing and wonderful. So thank you for all you do as well.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome, Ema. And yeah, it's been an honor, a pleasure to have you with us, Ema. I just always love your interviews. I love watching you, and I love when you're on live. I love the energy, the fire that you bring into the containers. So thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your wisdom. So powerful, the gifts that you bring to the world. So thank you for everything. Okay, so everyone, thank you for joining us today, and I wish you a beautiful day. And namaste.
Mm.
Just stop the live stream.